Here is how my kitchen island currently looks. It is really ugly and I really don't like it, but it's too big to fit outside of my house, so now it's stuck in here and I'm going to redo it. I started out by removing this bottom trim because it sticks out a bit, and in order for me to achieve my new desired look, I'm going to need everything to lay flush, so this has to go. Went by Home Depot and got some tongue and groove boards, and I got this really nice associate to cut them all for me. If you don't know what tongue and groove boards looks like, this is how they are. They click into each other. He saved me a ton of time by cutting the boards for me, so I was able to take them home and get right to priming. I'm using the Ben Shellac Base Primer. Once my primer dried, I was able to go in and do 2 coats of Coal Black by Fusion. While my paint is drying, I removed the doors and the hardware from my island. I mitered 2 of my boards to create this 90-degree angle, and then I was able to go ahead and use my brad nailer to start nailing directly into the island. I got a little bit too hasty to get started, so some of my paint rubbed off, but I'll do touch-ups at the end. Once my first corner was securely fastened into place, I was able to quickly just add boards, nail, on down the side. Once I got about halfway done with one side, I started to think about how it would be a terrible thing if I did the whole base and then I had a struggle getting the top off. So I was like, okay, I've got the base kind of going good. Let me see if it'll be easy or hard for me to remove the top. It was attached by about 50 billion nails. I could not get it off. I wanted to keep it in one piece. I like to reuse wood, but I was not able to. So you'll see I took my circular saw and I just cut a chunk of it off because I had had enough of trying to use muscle to get it off. Once I got one corner up, I was able to see how it was attached, and then I was able to use my muscle to get it off. All of the distressing was a little bit too much for me, but this was definitely a well-built piece. And it fits so much stuff in it, so I'm sad about losing the storage that this provided me, but that's okay. So now that I got the top off, I'm going to go ahead and get back to putting my panels on. And as I built my confidence, I was able to go faster by just attaching a bunch of boards and then nailing them in. Going into this, my plan was to leave it how it was originally with just a flat top and a base, but then I saw this intro picture and I thought, it would be really nice to have an area where I could use stools and kind of pull up to the counter. And if I'm going to be redoing this, I might as well have it suit my needs. I'm all about functionality when it comes to furniture. So I decided to build these rectangles, which will serve as my supports for the overhang where my stools will go. Those tongue and groove boards were really expensive, so in order to cut costs, I found a table on Facebook Marketplace for $60, and I was able to use the top of that as the new top for my island. However, I did not redo my drawing plans when I decided to redo my idea to have the overhang where the bar stools would go, and as you can see, I cut the top too short. I cut it for the size it would need to be if I just wanted to do a base and a top. But now I am stuck on this idea of having the overhang so I could fit stools under. So at this point, I'm stressed and I need a moment. If you prefer watching short form videos like what we have here on TikTok, you can wait until next week to get part 2. But spoiler alert, parts 1, 2, and 3 are already up on my YouTube at Ebony's Creativity, so go check those out if you have the time. And while you're over there, if you enjoy my content, please make sure to subscribe to my channel.